I'm delighted to be joined by New York Jets star Quincy Williams. You've been doing some really cool stuff down in London, so tell me all about it.
Oh man, we here launching the third annual girls flag football team. So it's amazing. It's a lot of people. More I came last year and there's more people here, which means it's growing. I'm very excited about that.
It most certainly is growing. I can imagine you must be reminiscing back to the days when you first took up the game.
Yeah, so when I first started playing the game, we started in the backyard with my siblings. Little throw get busted, what we called it, but it's more like just playing around where you learn really like the mindset of the game. And now that they have flag football, it's basically you learn an American game and just taking out the tackling. And most of the time, get kids who are actually younger who are scared of the big hits to actually give them the chance to learn the game.
Absolutely. And you touched on your relationship there with your brother. Can you tell me what it was like growing up in the house with him? Because I imagine it must have been pretty crazy.
Yeah, it was great, especially when you have someone that you grew up with who had the same mindset as you as far as like succeeding and wanting to be in the NFL. He's the reason why I started playing football. Also, one of those things where we just had a discussion, wanted to switch sports just to so we can be closer together as far as like the camaraderie on the teams, and then also being on the same page as far as constructive criticism when we're at home. I have a younger brother too that's actually entering the draft this year too, though. So it's gonna be one of those things where we hope all three of us can be on the same team one day.
I mean, this journey you've been on is just sensational. The fact that you are the first brothers, I believe, in the same team, in the same game to both get sacks, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. Especially I didn't even know it was a stat like that for real. I was just balling and playing the ball.
And it's great to see that obviously you've got this camaraderie with your brother, but your mum was also an important part of your journey. I
Yeah.
think once she even pulled you off the field, didn't she?
Oh yeah. That was funny. It was a practice, not during the game. It was a practice. It was actually in the was practicing playing. All of a sudden I had bad grades. Report card came out. Was gonna wait till I got home to show my report card, but she had already seen it. Came to practice, pulled me out the field.
It's amazing to think how far you've come from that moment playing for the
Yeah.
Jets. What do you think is the craziest story you've had so far in your career? Because you must have had some amazing ones.
Oh, the craziest story probably had to be my draft story, really. It was one of those things where you're working hard, you have the mindset, you come from a smaller school, not really getting the exposure. But just having that mindset of like, this is where I want to be, this is for me, this is the only route that I care about, the only route that I'm putting my all into. I'm putting all my eggs in one basket. And then just to hear my name that night two, third round, going to like all my dreams, all my hard work, all my sacrifices basically just came out really. And then basically receiving my reward for all that. And then it's one of those things where now moving forward, they didn't have any film on me. So it's like, all right, I ain't got no bad tape out. So now I can build off of that really. So I can set my own foundation that
Absolutely. Now you're looking sensational for the New York Jets, often having big moments. You've even got that uppercut
yeah.
celebration. Looks
I'm
crazy. It's
trying
like
to
a
get that
private
in
having our
Madden,
leaf going
man. We
there.
got to get that in Madden. We got to get it out. We got to get everybody to do the uppercut. One day I want to be able to have the whole stadium doing the uppercut after a big play.
I mean, you've had this crazy adventure so far for the New York Jets, and obviously you were with Aaron Rodgers last season, who I know you've got a lot of respect for. So can you tell me a little bit about what your time with Aaron was like?
Oh, it was great. Number one thing, a lot of things as far as like the mental aspect of it off the field. So really just being a pro off the field, but also being there for your family and stuff too. And then being a leader on the team was one thing that I had a problem with. Well, not really a problem with, but just some struggles with just because I'm not really a out loud vocal leader. I'm one of those ones that lead by example. So most of the time I don't really do a lot of talking. If you want to succeed, you just do what you see what I'm doing and I'm succeeding. So it probably makes sense for you to do this. So that's the kind of leader I was. So, but now some people have to hear that voice. Some people you have to get your whole team on the same page you are though. So number one thing he taught me was more like, bro, you got to start speaking up more. You got to start saying your mind more. And then he also take constructive criticism as well as give constructive criticism, no matter where you're a rookie or you're a veteran like Tyron Smith. You feel me? So very open-minded about it. That's the main thing for real.
Perfect. Quincy, thank you so much for giving me some of your time. I really appreciate it. But before I let you go, is there anything else that you'd like to mention?
Not at the moment, man. Appreciate you. And then also new Jets fans from Ireland all the way to London. Be excited for this upcoming season.